We're continuing to do the short, concise Torah. We used to call it Torah in 10. First of all, I think someone else is using that name. Maybe he started after I started using it, but either way. Second of all, it very often schleps to a little bit longer than 10. So it's a little bit unpleasant to call it Torah in 10. It's 13 and a half, or 15, or 14 and a half. So it's like, I figure we'll do it in a quarter of an hour or something. I'm not sure what we'll call it, but actually, yeah, we're on Parshas Savo. We're learning a little bit about, we're now learning the Komarna. We talk about the klolos and the brachos. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, the klolos and the brachos, we have to know the main element of the klolos. I was once at a Shabbos table, right? I was once at a, I'll tell you. And this guy started talking, I think it's about B'chol, and this guy, wow, all these klolos, look at those people, they suffered it too. Vengeful God, it made it happen, it worked, blah, 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 blah. And like, you know, unfortunately, I hate to say this, it's like so sad, but unfortunately this guy went a little bit to yeshiva. You know, later in life maybe, I'm not sure, earlier, I think later, but either way, when someone goes to yeshiva, they think that very often they can get this impression that they have everything. I know it all. So it's very hard to explain to him. I wasn't able to reach him really, unfortunately. But like really, what's talking about in B'chukosai, and in our Parshas as well, Savo, about this klolos, it's talking about spiritual realities. That's the main thing. Now, these things could also happen, but really what's going on, we have to read every year, it's talking about spiritual realities. And again, the Ramat Valley goes through all of it, and he explains everything this way, this mach, and if not, then this way, if not, then what's going on, how it's going on. So the Komarna absolutely goes with that, although he doesn't necessarily bring every single, what is this and what is that, he doesn't go through it in the same way that the Ramat Valley does. I don't think, in his own way, he seems to be thorough, but you have to sit and look. I never went through the whole Komarna in Savo and saw like every single piece. I looked here, I looked there, so I'm not even sure. Does he go through everything and really go through? I mean, anyway, the Hichal Bracha, sometimes it can be very, very elusive to understand what is he saying. There's like, this is missing, this is added, it's this way, it's that way. It's not always so clear. Like, what is he saying? You can miss it. So, but this piece I really like, so we'll do this piece for today. And you know, Baruch Hashem, there are definitely many others as well that are very, very gems and wonderful. And it's a worthy study, that's for sure. So, so the Komarna makes something very interesting. It says v'hisigucha. It uses the same language when it talks about the brachas reaching you. The blessing is going to get you. They're going to reach you. And the klolos are going to reach you. Except for one thing. V'hisigucha with the brachas has an extra vav. Has no vav. And v'hisigucha and the klolos has a vav. It's the only difference. They both have a yud. Gimel vav chaf at the end is one in the beginning. In pasuk, here we are. Where are we? Right? Pasuk chaf, right? Chaf ches. I'm sorry, pasuk beis. Perak chaf ches. Base. Without a vav, right? But then when you look a little further on, when it talks about the klolos, it's with a vav. The Komarna says this vav is very significant. He says the first thing you have to understand is that v'hisigucha is milashon, is from the language hasaga, means to grasp something. So when you're grasping these brachas, it's not just that because you get them. It's not kibalta, you receive the brachas. No, you grasp them. He says this is talking about hasaga. When we talk about someone grasping higher realities, grasping deep understanding, grasping Hashem's divine providence, grasping Amunah, whatever, all these levels, we talk about hasagas. He says, so the first thing you have to know about these brachas and the klolos, again, and this is the same idea, it's very simple, very clear, and that's what it's implying here, it's written by the brachas. He said, number one, you'll get dvekas. It's not just talking about all these physical things, you're going to get all these wonderful spiritual levels as well when you're going to do what Hashem wants you to do. He said, that's the first thing to be aware of. Number one, it's dvekas, all these high, beautiful things, right? Or of Hashem, that's number one. He said, but the fact that it has one avav or doesn't have a vav is very significant. That's what he says. He said, because a vav means a channel. A vav, you have to construct a channel. He said, vav, right, this is the bechina of Tiferes, right? The vav is the bechina of Tiferes, is balance. You have this balance, all these midos, and all these different inyanim, right? You have all these inyanim, and you have, like the Ramchal says, you always have a masculine aspect, a feminine aspect, you have different aspects, different inyanim, which means that you have this giving and receiving, and the receiving has to be weighed and measured. How much does he deserve? How much should he have? This much, that much, this way, that way. And it becomes like, that's why some person knows the Yeshua, he's waiting for Yeshua. He's taking time. It's not going so well. It takes time. He sees it sort of from far away, and it's kind of, but it's like, you know what I mean? His bank account is going better. It's going worse. It's like, what? He's like, when's the Yeshua going to finally come? The problem is he has the Vav and the Yisigucha. So the Vav is the problem. It's when you're in the Yud, just the Yud and the Yisigucha, that's Kesser. It's the highest. Bechina, he said that's the highest level of the 50 gates of understanding, right? Chamish Shari Bina. The highest level you have is Bechina of Kesser, of Arich, whatever you want to say Bechina is. When you can get there, then everything's fine. The trouble is that Vav. That Vav is not so good. And it's already 1 minute. You deserve it, you don't deserve it. 1 minute, let's see, let's work. And that's the Rebbe Melech. It's not our Parshas. I really love this word. It's a very important word to be aware of. Like, again, this idea at least of bitachon and emunah at the time. They're very simple and just waiting and just being happy and connecting. So the Rebbe Melech says, it says in the Parshas Bahar, it says that if, right, he says Hashem will command his blessing. And if you'll ask what we'll eat, you have to not eat any of the fruit of the Shemitah. And if you'll ask what we'll eat, Hashem will command his blessing. So the Rebbe Melech is like, so interesting. He says the whole Torah is full of questions that are implied. We don't find very often that the Torah asks a question explicitly. Interesting. Why is it asking? The whole Torah, everywhere you look, there's a question here, a question there, look at Rashi, look here, look there. They're all questions that are implied, and you got to figure them out according to your level, what talks to you, according to your Shor Shama. You all have questions. He said, what's this deal the Torah is telling you? And if you'll ask, what do you do? It's all full of, just say, it'll give you a blessing. He said, you don't understand. He's telling you a very important fact. If Hashem is telling you everything's going to be fine, when a person's like, he has his bitachon, and somebody starts to ask, oh no, what will we do? What's going to be? What about this issue? What about that? What about that? He starts to panic. He said, you trashed all your chef, all your divine condiments, they're gone. You lost your emunah. He said, he says like, no, I'll give it back. Don't worry, I'll be mitzaveh, my bracha. I'm getting a new tzivui, to get a new bracha, a new commandment. It's like, whoa, it's very not simple. So it's like, don't be chas v'shalom kivyochol matriach. Hashem should have to give you a new. No, keep your bitachon. He said, hold on, hold strong. That's what the Rebbe Melech says. And that's the same idea here. You have to understand this vav. You need to have a new conduit. You have to have a conduit. You have to build this conduit. You don't want to just get an or just the shefa, just the or like the Mitzvah Rebbe says about somebody. He says somebody this idea of the kesed, the arichan pin, this bechinas of this light, just getting beautiful things. He said this is this idea of like a person. So you might know a wealthy person, right? And you want to ask them for money, you want to ask them for a favor, I don't know, whatever it may be. This is very often the way things were. Today, thank God, things are much easier. But it used to be people were like so poverty-stricken. They were desperately needing help all the time. So this guy was going to speak to someone. He said, someone comes into his office, gives him a pitch, and what's he going to give him already? He said, but if it's at his only daughter's wedding, he's like shining, doesn't care. He's like, sure, what do you want? No problem. He doesn't care. He doesn't reach him. It's such an awe. He's like, Kivyachol. It's the same thing. Hashem gave us this murdika or this murdika thing, this very special inyan, this very special opportunity of this keser. It's only the yud. It's a keser. The yud is because it's very small. It's the smallest letter. Chacham Yayin Timot's aspect of you don't exist when you're in this place. You're totally in this connecting to Hashem. You're in this very high place. Like again, you have this list is bechina b'tachon. You're waiting for Hashem Yeshua. You're waiting for Hashem to help, and He will help. So that's this bechina of the yud. And then you have the bechina of the vav. The vav is already, whoa, you have to construct this conduit. Just a minute, does he deserve it? What should we do? And the Komarna says later, he says, no, it's also good. This is because when there's supposed to be punishments there, wait a minute, let's see, what do we really need here? What is this? Hashem should protect us. But it's very not simple, it's very, very interesting how he explains this very deep idea of this concept of you need to have a pathway from the yud that reaches. So when you have this path from the yud, everything's great. You can reach the yud, everything is given, no problem. But the minute a person is in this place of like, he's not in a good place. He says, of course, we're talking about someone who's deserving. But the bitachon has the power, bitachon has the power to give even somebody not deserving. Even somebody who blew it and messed up, kol shchinik v'is mashiach, it's not for now, but l'mayis, there's a lot of, the Tzaddik says, many big people, many big people, this idea of like, you just have to do it. Now, and like, it's so dark now, we know that the way a person's actions are judged, and how valuable there is, how much darkness there is in the world. How much darkness is there? So there's a lot of darkness, there's so much darkness. What we do is so filled with light. Every little thing, every little bit. So even the Mashiach especially, to work very much on this Pesachim of Bitachon. It says, Rab Macham the Rasha has many pains, but B'tach B'Hashem, Chesed Ovenu, a person who trusts in Hashem is going to be filled with Chesed, filled with kindness. I'll tell the story of the Rambam. It's the Rambam says, he said about a doctor, he said, sometimes it's all about a mazel. One guy has a 100% mazel, he says, the mazel is not going to work. Good mazel, it's going to work. He talked about his doctor. The doctor didn't know much. He had one solution for every malady. He would give the person a samishal shell, a laxative, and the guy would go to the bathroom, and hopefully he'd be better. That was all he knew. He didn't know. And the Rambam was like, okay, come on, this guy's not really a scholar. He doesn't know what he's doing. Fine. So this one guy walks into this pub. He's very upset. He lost his donkey. It's a whole parnasa. His donkey. What's going to be? So he goes to the doctor, and the Rambam's watching. He's like, what is this? He went to the doctor. He's like, doctor, what do I do? I lost my donkey. I'm so upset. He's like, okay, the first thing I think you should do is take the special medication. He gives him a laxative. And the guy's like, sure, takes it. I thought I was watching. He's like, can't believe this. This guy's giving a laxative for loss of animal stress. I don't know what. Very weird. So whatever. Okay. An hour or two later, the guy comes running back. Doctor, you saved me. So Ram was like, what? He saved him? He didn't say anything. He said, oh, really? How did it happen? He's like, yeah, I was walking to town. Suddenly I desperately needed a bathroom. And I went into the woods, and there was my animal. He's like, whoa, unbelievable. So the Ram was like, you see the guy, it's a muzzle. You know what I mean? It's a muzzle thing. It's not so busted. You can't just, it's not so, it worked out. That's the way it works. You have to be very, very chazak. That's where we are now. We're in this place of complete darkness and desperation. We do a little bit. It's so precious. It's so amazing. So we have to do our very best to access the Kesser. On the one hand, not a shefa now. Not a shefa. Not a shefa. Rucham Chaim says, we can't live without the shefa. People can't live without the gashmish. He said, we're weaker. You can't, you're going to throw him in the desert and I don't know what, and they can work 12 hours a day. I don't know what, what are you going to do? There's a story of Slavich. I once saw, once he was in, I think it was Alexander Chassidim or something. He went to Shtibels. He was somewhere where there was a Shtibel. There was Motzi Shabbos, and one admired. It was really after Rabbi Tam. So he's like, excuse me. He walked over to one of the people there. The Chassidim were very big. He said, excuse me, can you tell me something? He said, I'm curious. When did that Ma'ariv here? So the guy looked at him. He's like, you want us to finish Shabbos? You want to end Shabbos? How can you want to end Shabbos? Shabbos is so precious. Shabbos is so important. How could you want to end Shabbos? He said, we want to keep Shabbos. These guys used to work as water carriers. Used to work there. We don't have the ability. We don't have the power to do all these difficult things now. We just have to do our best. We have to know the main thing, bitochen, do your best to be there, daven to Hashem, ask Hashem for help, to be sincere, to be real, and He will help you. He's going to help us. We have the biggest oars, the biggest access, the biggest the biggest opportunities now, because we're in the biggest darkness. So the biggest opportunities. We have to just have to wait, just have to be very, very chazak, and very, very strong. I'll just end with the Komarna. The Komarna says that it says that a guy who doesn't keep Shabbos it can cause terrible things. He says Chayav Misa. He says the pshat is, what that means is that he says the Shabbos accesses the Oragolus, the light that was Oragonus. That's right. Yeah. He says the light that was hidden in the beginning of creation for the Jewish people to use at the end of days, for us, for Mashiach, for after Mashiach time. Rather than Haba. He said, so if a guy keeps Shabbos, really, he says he can even die. He can die because he can't connect to this big or. He says not only that, he says even more than that. He says another important limud from this. He said that's why we find the Rishoyim. He said wicked people, the people who they're having a hard time in their spiritual lives. He said very often these people want to get out of Shabbos as fast as possible. Even if they keep Shabbos. What time Shabbos in? What time Shabbos in? He's like, why? He can't hold on. He's like, the guy's on a low level. He can't hold on to the order of Shabbos. Stick to Shabbos. What? Are you kidding? I gotta get out of here. I gotta start to be in the mundane. That's what the Komarna says. We have to understand. Again, this idea, we want the shefer from Kesler. Like it says by the brachos. Only Yud, no Vav, V'Sigucha, you'll get it? No Vav. No, you have to build the tzino. We don't want, like they said, V'Sigucha by the Klalos with a Vav. No Vav. We just want straight from Kesser. No, already meet this in Yonim and whatever combo. Let's see, is he deserve it? It's not. That's all we want to do. We want to be in the place of the bracha. Shem should be zocha to the or of the brachas, the holy brachas in this parsha. Amen.